Look at what Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan, had to say about Bitcoin. And first of all, the fact that JP Morgan and other Wall Street investment banks are opening up their platforms so that people can trade Bitcoin, the Bitcoin community is touting this as some type of, hey, this is Main Street acceptance of Bitcoin. It's now gone mainstream. The institutions are now all in there. Everybody is opening up. And this is shown as some kind of endorsement, right? Hey, JP Morgan is letting their clients buy Bitcoin. So clearly this is an endorsement of Bitcoin. This proves that Bitcoin is here to stay. In fact, every time I see these interviews with people on Bitcoin, they keep saying, look, a couple of years ago, we weren't sure about Bitcoin. We thought maybe it was a fad, but now we know it's here to stay. How do we know that? How is anything that has happened recently proven that Bitcoin is here to stay? Well, one of the reasons people think it's here to stay is because companies like JP Morgan are giving their clients access. Well, listen to what the CEO of JP Morgan had to say. Quote, I don't care about Bitcoin. I have no interest in it. On the other hand, clients are interested, and I don't tell clients what to do. Really? You're the CEO of JP Morgan and you don't tell clients what to do? I mean, I thought that was what you're supposed to do. I mean, JP Morgan is a full service firm, right? They're not a discount broker. Discount brokers don't tell clients what to do. But if you're a full service broker, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. That's why people are paying you those big commissions, because you're giving them some advice. So to say that, hey, we don't tell our clients what to do, that's nonsense. Of course you do. But what he's saying is we got a bunch of clients that want to buy Bitcoin. And even though I don't think it's a good investment, the clients want to do it, so we're just going to let them do it. In fact, he said, quote, something that's not supported by anything I do not believe has much value. My own personal advice to people is to stay away from it. And then he said he thinks it's nothing like a fiat currency. He says it's nothing like gold. Buyer beware, right? Hey, we're going to sell it to you, but buyer beware. Caveat emptor, right? We're like used car salesmen. Don't expect that this car is reliable. Just, buyer beware, take your chances. In fact, we know it's a clunker, but we put it out on the lot anyway because we hope someone is dumb enough to drive away with it. I mean, the only thing I disagree with is his comment that it's nothing like fiat currency, because Bitcoin does share something in common with fiat currency, and that is it has no fundamental value, that its value is derived from faith. Except with fiat currency, you've got the government standing behind that faith, and with Bitcoin, you've got no government, you've just got the crowd, you've got the mob, you've got the bubble mentality, but investors in Bitcoin, holders of Bitcoin, are prone to lose that confidence a lot faster than holders of fiat currencies. But the point is that JP Morgan putting Bitcoin on its platform is not an endorsement of Bitcoin. It just shows you that JP Morgan doesn't give a damn about their clients. All they care about is their clients' money. What they're saying is, hey, if our clients are dumb enough to buy Bitcoin, we want to make it easy for them to do it, and we're going to do it on our platform. In fact, he said that they're trying to think of a safe way to give their clients access to Bitcoin. And when he says safe, he doesn't mean safe in that they're not going to lose money because Bitcoin's not going to go down. He knows Bitcoin's going to go down. He knows their clients are going to lose their money. When he says safe, he means that they don't lose their Bitcoin, like I did, right? I lost access to my Bitcoin because I confused my PIN with my password. I was always getting into my wallet with my PIN. I never even knew my password. I assumed my PIN was my password. And when my wallet no longer accepted my PIN, I was shit out of luck and, I lost my Bitcoin. So what JP Morgan is trying to do is make sure that their clients don't lose their Bitcoin, that they store them safely, but he knows that his clients are going to lose money. Well, why is Jamie Dimon allowing his customers to buy Bitcoin if he knows they're going to lose money? Because he wants the commissions as they lose that money. That's basically what he's saying. And his analogy to explain this was, well, he said, I don't smoke pot, but that doesn't mean if pot was legal that I wouldn't want to bank, the cannabis industry. That's not a good example. Just because you don't use a product, I mean, a lot of people don't drink alcohol, but if you think an alcohol company is a good investment value, you could recommend it. Same thing with cigarettes. You might not be a smoker, but if you think that tobacco stocks are a good investment, well, recommending them as an investment is totally different than, your own personal habits. This is very different. I mean, I think the analogy would be better to, the bartender not serving somebody who's obviously drunk, right? If somebody is at the bar and, you're the bartender and somebody is clearly intoxicated and they want more to drink and they're going to drive from the bar, what a good bartender will do is cut off the customer and say, you know what, buddy, you've had a little bit too much to drink. We're not serving you anymore, right? Doesn't matter what the customer wants, especially when the customer is drunk. The bartender is supposed to know better and advise the customer, hey, you had enough to drink, why don't I just give you a cup of coffee or something like that. But what if the customer is like, well, if you don't serve me, I'm going to go to the bar next door and they'll serve me. So I'm just going to take my business elsewhere. So maybe the bartender is like, look, this guy is going to drink more anyway. I might as well make money off of it. I might as well let him buy a drink from me than go next door and buy a drink from another bar. So even though he's had too much to drink, I'm just going to keep on serving him because I care more about my money. That's basically what JP Morgan is saying, because he knows that if JP Morgan tells its customers, hey, don't buy Bitcoin, it's stupid, you're going to lose all your money, those customers might take their business to a competitive brokerage firm. And so rather than lose the business, they're going to make it available. But the problem is, by making it available, it is like an endorsement. JP Morgan is supposed to know better. They should be telling the customers, we don't think you should buy it. It's not even a legitimate investment. It's, you're gambling. I mean, we don't have slot machines and roulette tables in our offices. When people come into a JP Morgan office, they don't also have, a slot machines where they can gamble. They don't sell lottery tickets there. They're dealing in investments. Bitcoin has more in common with a lottery ticket, or a slot machine than it does with legitimate investments. So if JP Morgan isn't going to get into gambling, then why get into Bitcoin? Just because your customers want to do something dumb doesn't mean that you have to get down in the mud with all the other brokerage firms that are letting them do it.